Dan, I'm Roger Urbaniak, and today on our outdoor adventuring, I'd like to show you some of the real basic things that you need to go out razor clamming. So razor clamming is something that I just actually haven't been into all that many years, and it's really a kick. I mean, just you could drive your car out on a sandy beach and get right almost to where the clams are, and you look around you when you get to these spots and the season's open. You look to your left and you look to your right, and you'll see 1,000 people, and they're kids flying kites, and just everybody's out there just having a blast. And so that's digging clams. That's just part of the thing, but you do want to come home with some. So razor clam, they look like this. I mean, and what they do is they bury themselves in the sand. They're maybe about that far below the sand, and then they'll stick their tongue out. Their foot or whatever, their siphon hose. It'll be sticking out that much, and it'll have a little round circle like that. You'll see that what they do is that siphon is sucking in the material that the waves are bringing in and washing the food that they digest. They suck it out of the incoming wave and the bits and pieces of other fish and just whatever's edible out there. They're sucking it in, and they'll spit the sand out and keep the rest of the good food. So anyway, they position themselves like this. I mean, they're not sideways. They're up and down with their siphon sticking out and waiting for that wave to come in. When the wave comes in, it brings in sand as well as water. And that sand is going to wash over the top of that siphon, and it's going to bury the razor clam again. So what you want to do is you want to have located the little hole that the razor clam has left with this siphon before that wave comes in, and position yourself that you can use a shovel. You can use the most common thing is to use what they call a clam gun. Okay, and this clam gun is, you just basically, visualize the clam is down here. You put it over the top of where you see that siphon. You wiggle it a little bit, get it down to where it's maybe a foot deep in the thing, and then there's a hole at the top of this thing that you can put your thumb over the top of this hole, and it allows you to have suction and bring up a whole tube load full of sand, hopefully with the razor clam in it, and then you just take and you put it over on the out of the hole on the sand, release your thumb, jiggle it a little bit, the sand pops out. Oh God, I made a mess. But the sand pops out, and and you stir it around a little bit with your hand, and you'll find the razor clam. When you do, you usually carry a sack like this and put it on your side and pop the razor clam in there, because when you're out there walking around, if you're walking on the edge of where the waves are coming in, a couple of different things. You probably want to have something like hip boots rather than just your regular ankle deep boots, in case a big wave comes in, and so you don't get soaked, with the, when you make a mistake and you've got your back turned to the wave and a bigger wave than what you anticipate comes in and, get you all wet. But that being said, also you want to carry a change of clothes and warm clothing, depending on the time of year that you're out there. One of the things you'll find if you, to find out the seasons, typically the razor clamming starts in October maybe, and goes through May, would be, depending on how populated the beach is. And the Fish and Wildlife continually surveys the beach and say, are we taking too many or not enough, or the size correct, the remaining razor clams? Are they maintaining their size and abundance at a particular beach, or should we close it and let they reproduce fairly rapidly? So just closing it for a few months, the beach is back to producing again. So what you want to have again is, the other thing is in November, December, January, the tides, low tide, that when the season is actually open, is quite often after daylight has left. It's usually like 6, 7 o'clock at night, and it's dark out there. So what most people do, and I forgot, for this video, a headlamp makes it easier to be out there because it leaves both hands free while you're out walking around. So consider having a headlamp. They're very inexpensive, $10 maybe to get one that works. But that being said, you can get just a little flashlight to carry around, and just kind of looking for the little siphon holes in the beach. You'll see also some people with lanterns, for example, that are walking around and doing it. The other a couple of tricks that I do while I'm out there, I carry a piece of rebar, or even those old-fashioned buried those little signs for invisible fencing, and I keep those along with me in my bucket, and oftentimes as I'm digging one clam, right next to it I'll see a second clam siphon appear. It finally, the siphon has broken through and it's starting to take in food, and I know exactly where that razor clam is. So I take my rebar and I mark the spot, and I'll usually take my rebar and say, okay, look, 3 inches this side, poke it in the sand, and so that when the wave comes in, while I'm digging out the first razor clam, I've already know the exact location of the second one, even though the sand with the wave covers up the second one. He's not moving. He's still exactly in that same spot. So all I have to do is 3 inches in front of where I put my piece of rebar or my invisible fence stake, stick that down, wiggle it, and I've got myself a second razor clam. You can be a lot more efficient doing it that way. Again, the basic things that you want to do: look at the web page, know when the low tide is, get there at least an hour and a half, maybe before low tide, to go out there and canvass the area, find see where most of the people are harvesting their beaches. Most of the areas that you're going to have are kind of out, at the ocean by Westport, maybe a little north, a little bit south. There's like 5 different beaches, basic beaches that are open. And once you drive over there, you won't have any trouble at all finding the beach. It'll just say beach access, on the main highway along the the waterfront, and you just take that road, and it'll lead you right out to the beach, and you'll see all the other cars around there, and just you won't get lost out there on the beach. If you're out there during, especially if it's a daylight, razor clamming season, there's going to be just thousands of people out there, and just having a good time, just like you're going to have. So learn how to razor clam. They are very tasty. I mean, just once you go to YouTube again and find, there's lots of good ways of preparing them. I don't want to get into that today. I just want to get you jumping in your car and driving to the beach and just go out there and dig a few clams and have a good time.